Well, Canadian football fans, the regular season is over and done with. The playoffs start tomorrow. But let's take a look back at the final 5 weeks of the season, which were a disaster for the Argonauts. The Argonauts ended the season on a terrible losing skid, having not won a game since beating the Hamilton Tiger Cats on September 11th, which was actually the first Sunday of the NFL season. So, since the NFL came in, the Argos haven't won. The race between Ottawa and Hamilton in the East Division was tight, just like last year, but in the end, the Red Blacks captured first place in the East for the second year in a row. This is only their third year in existence, but this is the second time they've made the playoffs, and both times they were division champions for the regular season. Of course, last year they were in the Grey Cup game, so who knows where they might go now. But the East Division got even worse than it usually is, as nobody had a winning record. The first place Red Blacks finished at 8-9-1 with 17 points. So that's where the East Division stood. Hamilton finished a close second, and they will host the East semifinal against the Edmonton Eskimos. The defending champion Eskimos are the crossover team, crossed over from the eastern to the eastern half of the CFL playoffs. Calgary's streak ended on week 19. Their last game of the season, they lost to the lowly Montreal Alouettes, one of the three teams who were eliminated. It was them, the Argos, and the Rough Riders who will not be in the playoffs. But still, 15-2-1, that's an impressive record. It was their first loss since week 1 of the CFL season, and the first time they failed to win a game since the tie against Ottawa in their third game of the season. And they had won 14 straight after that tie, and they had a 16-game unbeaten streak since the opening week loss. Of course, Calgary ran away with the West, and now they're going to host. They get a bye. They get a bye straight to the Western Final. Ottawa's in the Eastern Final, and we figured it was clinched already that BC and Winnipeg would face each other in the West semifinal game. But who would have home field? That was still up for grabs, even entering the final week. Now, Winnipeg won their game on week 20 to put pressure on the Lions, but the Lions were played against the Rough Riders. We all know how they are. So BC beat them, and as a result, the Western semifinal tomorrow will be in Vancouver. So quick recap. Calgary and Ottawa got bye straight to the final. The Western semifinal is Blue Bombers at the Lions. That's at 1:30 Pacific. But before that, at 10 a.m. Pacific, it's the Eastern semifinal. The Hamilton Tiger Cats hosting the defending Grey Cup champion Edmonton Eskimos. The Eskimos last year finished first in the West, so they only had to win 2 games, the division final and the Grey Cup game, to hoist the Grey Cup last year. So in order to repeat, they're going to have to do it on the road. They're going to have to win in Hamilton, win in Ottawa. It will be a rematch of last year's Grey Cup game, and then return to the Grey Cup. The Grey Cup, with Edmonton as a crossover, we could see an all Alberta Grey Cup. It could be Stampeders and Eskimos. It could happen. Though I think I read somewhere on the lines that no crossover team has ever played the Grey Cup final. Though I could be wrong on that. I've only been following and watching Canadian Football League games since 2013. But even so, it should be a very good postseason. Can't wait to see it. Any other American CFL fans, the Eastern semifinal will be on ESPN2 tomorrow. Only the Eastern semifinal. For the Western semifinal, you got to find a stream site. Same with the division final. The Eastern final will be on ESPN's TV, on ESPN television. ESPN2 will have the Grey Cup game, which is in Toronto this year, and that's on the 27th. The final is next Sunday, and of course the playoffs start tomorrow with the division semifinals. So who's gonna win it all? From based on the record, it looks like Calgary's a shoo-in, but you never know. We could see some upsets. We could see an upset or two in the playoffs. Ottawa, will they finish one step further and win the whole thing? You never know. Anything's possible in the Canadian Football League. That's why I love the game so much. Will Hamilton win one? Remember, they were in the Grey Cup game back-to-back in 2013 and 14, but lost both years. Will Edmonton repeat? That's possible. Will Winnipeg win? You know, part of me does hope the Bombers win, because I have a soft spot for Winnipeg. I kind of have a soft spot for Winnipeg because, maybe because of Chris Jericho, but it'd be something the Bombers win the whole thing, or BC. Maybe Vancouver finally wins a championship in something. But who knows? It's gonna be a fun Grey Cup playoffs. If Calgary does win, it'll be their second in 3 years. And of course, Edmonton is looking to repeat. So that's my recap, and that's my recap of the last quarter, and kind of a bit of a preview of the playoffs. So any Canadian fans out, any Canadian football fans out there, obviously in Canada, but anyone, any fellow American fans here, get those seatbelts fastened and enjoy the Grey Cup playoffs. It's going to be good.